Clark Hopkins and Andrew Anderson. Obviously, after this round, that's for Group 1. We'll tally up the points and that sort of thing, because there's a few penalties and that sort of thing we have to encounter. And if anyone breaks out of their time in the reverse grid races, then we have to do that. And in Group 2, it's Mark Holland, Bruce Kett, Steve Neuer and Paul Bowden.
Away cleanly. Honour bursts through the middle. Has to pull back because Foggy was in the way. Perkins lights it up round the Falcon and gains the lead round turn 1. Big field. Perkins, Fogg, Honour, Anderson. Then we've got Dalton. Bruce Anderson's gone back. He's been swamped by a couple of the other guys.
It's all about getting a good start off the line. Another car that got a good start is Bruce Kett.
Look at Foggy's speed down the back straight. Look at those two cars. Dean Perkins. That's not a slow Ford Falcon. Flames coming out under brakes. Foggy grabs the inside line. Perkins goes wide and over. Cooks misses the braking and slides off the hairpin. And he's gone back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots. So it's Angus Fogg. He's going to come over the top of the mountain in the lead. Dean Perkins has dropped back. So that's all going to change now as they cross the line, and Perkins sliding, drifting over the top of the hill.
Obviously a lot of car control there.
So it's Fogg, Honour, Anderson, Dalton, Wallace, Perkins, Hanson, Anderson, Galbraith and Boot rounding out your top 10. Then you got to go back to Clark Hopkins, Paul Kark, Bruce Kett, winner of the last race. He's back in 13th at the moment.
He's moved up a couple of spots. His biggest rival's Mark Holland, who's 2 places behind him at the moment. So
that's where he needs to be to get a class win for the weekend. Race Ross Graham behind him, Bowden, Neuer, Swan and Running. So Running's gone from winning race number 2 to being at the rear for race number 4, but he won't be worried about that. He's picked up a race win for the weekend. Fantastic.
Very happy with his results over the weekend, actually.
So now it's all about these fast guys being able to let rip out in front, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously they'll be down to their last set of tyres, and, you know, halfway through the race, you know, you'll see them sort of, the times will probably slow a little bit because the tyres are going a little bit like jelly.
59.163, Angus Fogg out in front of car number 11, that beautiful black and gold Ford Mustang. He now has a lead of 1.1 seconds over Greg Honour and another Ford Mustang, number 429, the big gold one. He's done a 59.4. Dean Perkins now back into 5th, working his way up, putting the squeeze on Grant Dalton. He's done a 59.8 after he got the wiggles going into here and lost 5 spots under braking at the hairpin in the opening lap. So what can he do now? Brings it back under control and really putting the squeeze on the Camaro with Andrew Anderson in the Ford Falcon in 3rd place. So Dean Perkins, he's on the comeback trail.
Yeah, the front 5 cars were all under the minute on the track, you know, in qualifying and in the first race. So, you know, they're all very, very evenly matched. And to get past one, it's actually a bit of a challenge because you're not that much faster than the other car in front of you. And the actual field itself is actually, as the drivers get more experience, they get closer and closer together.
Still giving each other enough racing room and lots of respect too as well, because there's a lot of horsepower, a lot of money power out there on display as well, because these classic muscle cars, they're worth a bob.
Yeah. You can buy parts for the Mustangs and Camaros out of the States and that sort of thing, but with the Falcons and XEs, XD Falcons and that sort of thing, it's hard to get parts for them because those cars have actually gone up in value and there's not as many out there with the Mustangs and Camaros and that sort of, those sort of cars. They actually, you can get the repositioned whole body and then start from there, build another car if you want to, or you can get repo panels for them out of the States or even out of New Zealand, you know, and they're reasonably cheap.
Beautiful sound as they
Craig
stream down the main
Hanson.
straight. Yeah, he's done a good job there. Craig Boot in that dark sort of graphite and blue Ford Falcon.
Moved up a few spots from where he started.
all the way from Nelson, a 1970 Ford Falcon. I tell you what, Grant Dalton is not making it easy for Dean Perkins to get past as they now go 3 wide and try and put the squeeze on each other. A little bit of a tap. He's good at drifting, Dean Perkins.
Yep. Grant Dalton's a very, very competitive man, so he won't be letting them just get through there that easy.
Used to have a good tyre with GT Radial tyres, Perkins, and of course had the place over in the islands. So down that front straight again, and the Camaro of Grant Dalton doing 60 seconds .050, and Dean Perkins held up because he's under the 60-second mark. He's doing a 59.8. His quickest lap has been a 59.7. Out in front, Angus Fogg has done a 58.7, so he's cleared off. He's got a nice lead, 4.5 seconds.
Yeah, he'll be in the comfort zone now with a little bit of a gap between the cars behind him. Oh, Grant Dalton's gone off.
Big time, coming spinner.
Yeah.
Something's gone on Dalton's car. The rear window's come
Looks
smashed
like a
out.
tyre may have separated or something like that.
And he's parked right by the hairpin, so that will bring out a safety car. Perkins, he's come charging back up through the field, up past Michael Wallace in the Oldsmobile, Chevy Monza. Gee, what?
Looks like a rear tyre sort of is blown out. You know, the way it's ripped the rear guard off, or part of the rear guard off the car.
May not bring out a safety car, they may just leave him there.
May do, but it's quite a speedy part of the track down there, so, you know, they're getting up to 280 and that sort of thing. So
here's Foggy. He's coming down towards that part of the track, 58.7.
We've got the yellow flag out at the moment.
Yellow flag down there. And there's Dean Perkins parked right on the inside of the apex of the hairpin. So safety car is out. Well, it's on the way out. There we go, the Lexus RCF safety car. It's about to be deployed onto the track. And Angus Fogg, we may finish under yellow here.
Possibly, yes.
Well, Foggy will take that, and he'll take the weekend, won't he?
Yeah, I would think he probably would, yep. Yep. Horatu Cartage and Hire are the sponsor for this weekend, for this event, and other sponsors are obviously CMC, Central Muscle Cars. Major sponsor is NZ. Hankook Tyres, they sponsor us as well. Obviously, we run a control tyre. They're allowed four new tyres and 4 old tyres from a previously marked meeting.
So real dramatic finish here as, oh, there goes the tyre, and it's just smashed right through to the rear boot. Dean Perkins pulled right away and come in spinner. Grant Dalton all the way down to the apex and the inside where he's parked it at the hairpin.
Wouldn't have been a very good ride for him, I wouldn't think. He would have been a little bit nervous.
Well, and lucky that he didn't actually, you know, go into any concrete or hit anything, even one of the tyre walls. So luckily at that part of the circuit he had enough sort of space and room to just let the car do its disintegration down the back and gather it up onto the grass and park it there. So once again, the recovery crews will have a job to do to collect the number 35 Camaro, as the field will now stroll past and finish the race under safety car, I would assume. And of course, you guys are looking forward to a weekend in Hampton Downs coming up January 11 and 12. Will be the Speedworks team will be down doing the start of the Toyota Racing Series, but you've got your own Legends of Speed happening then? Oh,
Legends of Bathurst meeting. It was the same as last year. There's some. It's January the 12th, 13th. There's going to be some drivers there from overseas like Dick Johnson, Stone Brothers, John Bow, Paul Radisich, Steve and Jim Richards, Tony Quinn. There's obviously a driver's dinner there as well for those guys. Yeah, so it should be a great event, and hopefully Dick may get in one of the Andersons cars and go for a drive in that, the one that Andrew's actually driving, that's a tribute car for the car they raced at Wellington at the street race. So
that's coming up in the new year. Now we've still got 2 laps to finish this particular race. So the question is, will they be able to move Grant Dalton's car so we can go back for a quick
race to the finish?
Race to the finish, a couple of laps, or there we go. Or will they actually finish under safety car?
Obviously got to get all the debris off the track as well. There's quite a bit of stuff scattered all over the track, fiberglass and that sort of thing. Obviously a Group 1 car, they're allowed to run fiberglass panels and
chuck them in the back of the Hilux ute. Now the
Hummer's coming out.
What's he going to do? He's going to make sure you push him off the track, or hopefully he might tow him. May not be politically correct or very advisable. Just come up and just shunt him.
Yeah.
Come on, boy, off,
Yeah.
away you go. So now they're going to get the old Hilux around there to try and get him onto the back of that particular car if you can't get it started. Or perhaps tow him. Do the tow truck.
I'd say it'd probably finish under a safety car. I mean, this is lap 9, so it's a bit of a shame when the safety car comes out, you know, but they have to have it, I suppose. Safety paramount.
Safety first, mate. Only place to race is on the racetrack, so you've got to have essential safety standards. And, of course, Motorsport New Zealand have got all that in place, along with the team from Speedworks, Pukekohe Park. Of course, all the volunteers done a great job over the weekend. The first responders have been very, very busy. And there's the last lap. So it's a nice little wee gentleman cruise for Angus Fogg.
Yeah.
He's been great for the class, isn't he? Because that's a cool car. I remember when he first brought it out, he didn't really have it going that good a couple of years ago. It took him a couple of years or